Like I mentioned, Arizona's top election officials yesterday said that Maricopa County, which is the state's most populous county, and that's where these psychotic fucks from Florida are conducting the so-called recount audit, that Maricopa County needs now to replace hundreds of voting machines that have been, quote, examined, end quote, as part of this orange vomit Donald Trump-backed review of that state's November election. The request by election officials in Arizona added fuel to the charges by impartial election observers and voting rights advocates that the review ordered in December by the Republicans who control the state Senate in Arizona, on orders of the orange vomit squatting down in Mar-a-Lago, had become a political sham, a joke, bullshit, a lie, deceit. In a letter to Maricopa County, which includes Phoenix, of course, according to the New York Times, the elections official, who is the Secretary of State, Katie Hobbs, said it was unclear whether companies hired to conduct the review had sufficiently safeguarded the equipment from tampering during their review. Well, Secretary Hobbs, may I suggest that I understand the diplomatic nature of your question or your worry or your concern, but having lived in America during the 4 years of this orange vomit as he destroyed the country, I can tell you right now that the vermin from this company that conducted this audit, the vermin have absolutely corrupted your voting machines. Are you kidding me? Of course they have. Secretary Hobbs, every voting machine that these filthy bastards had their hands on should be put in a pit, huge pit out in the desert, blow the fucking thing up, because they are useless now, except to screw up your elections. Secretary Hobbs recommended that the county replace its nearly 400 voting machines and 9 vote tabulators because, her words, quote, the lack of physical security and transparency means we cannot be certain who accessed the voting equipment and what might have been done to them, end quote. Well, Secretary Hobbs, like I said, at the risk of repeating myself, your voting machines are now totally fucked, completely, absolutely corrupted by these scum. So the taxpayers of Maricopa County or the state of Arizona, however your system works as to who pays for this stuff, you're going to have to get your citizens to cough up the money to buy new machines. Now, what Secretary Hobbs said in this letter to Maricopa County's Board of Supervisors didn't state outright that the machines had been fucked with. Of course not. She's got to watch her language, like I don't. But Secretary Hobbs wrote that, quote, I have grave concerns regarding the security and integrity of these machines, given that the chain of custody, a critical security tenet, has been compromised. God knows who had their filthy orange vomit hands all over these things and what they did to them. Secretary Hobbs added that she had first consulted experts at the Federal Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. That's the National Authority for Election Security Issues, run by the U.S. government. And a spokeswoman for the county elections department said that county officials, quote, will not use any of the returned tabulation equipment unless the county, state, and vendor are confident that there is no malicious hardware or software installed on the devices. Okay, like once again, I understand the diplomacy required in that language. But I think anyone, including Republicans in the state of Arizona, in Maricopa County, who were shocked and dumbfounded when a court allowed this to go forward, I'm sure all of those people know full well that if this filthy fucking Donald Trump had anything to do with this, which he did, it wouldn't have happened without the orange vomit ordering it, then yes, of course, the hardware, the software, the procedure, everything has been corrupted. That's the nature of the orange vomit and his family. They are grifters, liars, destroyers, fascist filth. And yet they just continue to operate. Not for much longer, you bastard. Now, if Maricopa County decides to come even close to what I said about putting them in a huge pit and blowing them up, it's unclear who would be responsible for paying to buy new ones. Now, the state Senate had agreed, the one run by this Republican filth. I believe it was the state Senate. I said a court. I think it was the state Senate who ordered this recount by this filthy company out of Florida. But the state Senate agreed to indemnify the county against financial losses resulting from the audit. Now, I can hear the Republicans in the state Senate who ordered this review, the ones who said they wanted to reassure ardent backers of Donald J. Trump that the filthy pig lost. Oh, bullshit. I'm sure now that the Republicans will go ahead and make sure that new voting machines are bought, right? Of course. The Orange Vomit had claimed and continues to claim that the audit would confirm what comes out of his filth, that his election loss was because of fraud, which every election expert rejects. And since no formal electoral authority is operating in this audit, the audit itself, no matter what happens, if it turns out, oh my God, there were 2 million votes for Donald Trump and 10 votes from Joe Biden, for Joe Biden, we just discovered it. 2 million for our dear leader, Donald Jesus Trump, and only 10 votes for Joe Biden. Even if that were the case, it couldn't change the results in Arizona because there's no formal electoral authority overseeing any of this. This is just something that the Orange Vomit from his shithole down in Mar-a-Lago wants to use to force Republicans in other states now to monkey see, monkey do. Oh, look what happened. Let's do it here in Georgia. Let's do it in Pennsylvania. Let's do it in Michigan. So the audit, of course, was bullshit after the Arizona State Senate hired this gang of thugs from Florida, the ninja, whatever the hell they're called. These people who involve themselves in internet theft 24/7. Because the top executive of this crappy company had spread all the bullshit that the Orange Vomit's loss in Arizona was a result of fraud. Oh, God. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.